If discipline were easy, you'd already have the body, the grades, and the life you want. So why do you keep choosing what's easy over what you actually care about? Maybe you stay up too late scrolling, promise you'll change tomorrow, then wake up tired and repeat the exact same pattern. It feels like your life is stuck on replay. So you tell yourself, I'm just lazy. I have no self-discipline. But what if that story is completely wrong, and the real reason is way more fixable than you think? Discipline feels so hard not because you're broken, but because your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do: protect you, save energy, and chase quick rewards. When you try to use willpower to fight this wiring all day, it's like trying to swim upstream against a river. Eventually, you get tired and the current wins. That's why you can have big dreams at 11 p.m. and zero motivation at 7 a.m. The version of you who makes promises isn't the same version who has to pay the price. Here's the truth. Discipline isn't about being stronger than your emotions. It's about designing your life so the disciplined choice is the easiest one to make. The goal isn't to have more willpower. The goal is to need less willpower by turning the right actions into habits, automatic behaviors your brain can run on autopilot. To do that, you need to understand three things: friction, rewards, and identity. Once you change these, discipline stops being a daily battle and becomes your default setting. First, friction. Friction is anything that makes a good habit harder to start. Extra steps, confusion, clutter, or just not knowing what to do next. Imagine you want to work out, but your shoes are buried in the closet, your workout plan is unclear, and your phone is buzzing next to you. Of course, the couch wins. Now flip it. What if your shoes, water bottle, and simple 10-minute plan were laid out the night before, right by the spot where you usually sit and scroll? You didn't suddenly become more disciplined. You just removed friction. You made the good choice the path of least resistance. Second, rewards. Your brain is obsessed with what feels good now, not what might feel good 3 months from today. To make discipline automatic, you have to bring some of that future reward into the present, so your brain actually feels good for doing the right thing now. That reward could be as simple as checking a box on a habit tracker, listening to your favorite playlist while you work, or feeling genuine pride for keeping a promise to yourself. When your brain starts to associate, "I did the hard thing," with a tiny hit of pleasure instead of only pain, discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like self-respect. Third, identity. You will always fight habits that don't match who you believe you are. If you see yourself as the lazy one, discipline will always feel like pretending. But when you quietly adopt the identity of, "I'm the kind of person who keeps small promises to myself," your habits finally have somewhere to belong. So how do you actually put this all together, starting today? Let's build a simple 4-step system to make discipline feel almost automatic. Step 1. Pick just one habit that would truly move your life forward, even if everything else stayed the same, something small, but meaningful, like 10 minutes of reading or a short daily walk. Step 2. Remove friction. Ask yourself, what makes this hard to start? Then change your environment so the first step becomes almost embarrassingly easy. If your habit is reading, put the book on your pillow. If it's walking, lay out your clothes and shoes where you'll literally trip over them in the morning. Step 3. Shrink the starting line. Make your habit so ridiculously small that it feels easier to do it than to argue with yourself about it. Tell yourself, "I only have to read 1 page," or "I only have to walk to the end of the street." You're not committing to the whole habit, just the doorway into it. Most days, once you start, you'll naturally keep going. But even if you don't, you still win, because you protected the identity of, "I'm someone who shows up." Step 4. Script your triggers. Instead of waiting to feel like it, decide in advance. When X happens, I do Y. Discipline becomes a pre-made decision, not a battle. For example, when I sit on the couch at night, I put my phone across the room and pick up my book. Now your environment gently nudges you toward who you want to be. Here's what happens over time. The more often you follow your own script, the less noise there is in your head. The decision is made. You just show up and execute. Of course, you'll still have days when you mess up, skip the habit, or fall back into old patterns. That doesn't mean you're not disciplined. It means you're human. The key is a simple rule: never miss twice. If today fell apart, your only job is to get back on track tomorrow, even with the smallest possible version of your habit. Over weeks and months, these tiny acts of showing up add up. Your brain starts to expect the habit, your environment supports it, and discipline feels less like a fight and more like a rhythm. Remember, discipline isn't a personality trait reserved for special people. It's a system, a set of tiny, boring decisions you design in advance that carry you toward who you want to become. So ask yourself right now, what's one habit that, if it became automatic, would quietly change everything for you over the next year? Picture the future version of you who has that habit locked in, who doesn't negotiate with themselves every day, who just does it. How do they stand, move, and talk to themselves? Now, bring just one piece of that future self into today. Maybe it's how they set up their space, the words they use, or the tiny 2-minute version of their habit they never skip. Discipline will still feel hard sometimes, but when you've lowered friction, added rewards, and aligned your identity, hard no longer means impossible. It just means meaningful. You don't need a different personality. You don't need to wait for motivation. You just need a system that makes the right thing the easy thing over and over again. Tonight, set up tomorrow's version of you for an easy win, a laid-out outfit, a book on your pillow, a 2-minute plan. Then tomorrow, just show up. Discipline will follow.